Okay, so we are out front of Gym Culture. This is actually where I come to train. Just like 2 days ago, I was on Tibialis Willis's YouTube channel. Tibialis, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's not the first time I butchered stuff before. But Tibialis was sharing a gym vlog where he was training his calves. And we got into a discussion talking about like how a lot of people don't train the front calves as well as their backs. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to show how I'm training the calves. So not just the back, we're talking about Tibialis today. We're just talking about the front. Why the Tibialis? Most specifically because a lot of people just don't train it. The biggest benefit, at least for a Heelys rider, for training the Tibialis is it's the actual muscle that's responsible for your foot flexation when you're lifting in the upwards direction. So basically, anytime that you're riding on your Heelys and your toes are pointing up, you're using your Tibialis in order to keep your body upright on those wheels. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is a lot of gyms do not have any type of equipment to train this muscle, so you actually kind of have to figure out your own way of doing it. Gym Culture has a accessory which I'll show in a second here, but in general I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I train in case this is something that you want to develop and work on yourself. Alright, so if you do find something at the gym that looks like this, they call this a tib bar. The idea is that you can put your weight on the end here and you put your feet around here and you actually rock your feet up. So it kind of looks like this. So the idea is that you're sitting up from this position, right? And then you're gonna bring your feet down and you bring it back up, right? Now this seems like it would work really, really well and really efficient. The only problem I found is that as you start to add more and more weight to it, it becomes more of a balancing act. And it also puts a lot of stress on your ankles when you're doing this here too. So I bought one of these, I used it for a few months. I ended up replacing it with, well, basically the same thing I was doing before, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so first thing you're gonna need a cable machine, right? So grab yourself a cable attachment. Bring it all the way down to the lowest setting, right? Next thing we're gonna need a bench. The idea is that we are going to be laying on the bench and we are going to be pulling with our feet from low, right? Okay, next thing. Most gyms have these, just a standard set of handles, grips, right? These work. If you have the ability to use these are glute kickback straps, right? You normally go on your feet like this so that we can do glute kickbacks. If you can use these, they actually hook on your feet much easier. They stay more secure, but these do work in a pinch. So check this out. So basically what I'm doing at this point, right, is I'm gonna grab these handles, I'm gonna hook up in front of my feet. So that they're basically just kind of resting on the toes. When I'm at this position, I don't know if you can actually you probably can't see the weight stack from here, but the weights are not resting at this time. I'm basically just pulling it far enough back so that way I have some tension from the weights hanging down, pulling down on my ankles, right? And what I'm basically gonna do from this point is just point my toes all the way forward, and I'm slowly gonna bring it up and slowly bring it back down. Full control the entire time. Don't do this whole do pump. Like, control it the entire time. You have up to about 6 seconds on your eccentric, which is when you're going back down, before you start experiencing diminishing returns from taking too long. So just take your time, control it. And the idea is to do this until the point of where you get to failure. You don't technically need to get to failure. 1 or 2, 3 reps short of failure should be sufficient. But to be quite honest, just go to failure just to be sure. Anywhere between 6 reps to 30 reps, it just really doesn't matter as long as you get there. But that's basically it. Use the handles on here. And now, if you happen to have access to glute kickback straps, this is why they're actually really nice. Sometimes the handles will start to fall off, and you'll basically have to just kind of readjust them, they kind of get a little finicky, but check this out. So these glute kickback straps, they've got like a little bit of a hoop in it, right? So you can stick your toes in the end of it. And if you're wearing Heelys, or at least some shoes that have really hard toes, they actually help a lot with supporting with support and with also keeping them on your feet. So here, using the straps, you can see it's basically already holding on to my feet securely. I'm not even having to control trying to maintain balance or trying to hold the bars in place. So the straps themselves are doing all the holding themselves. So I can usually load up a little bit more weight this way. And also it's going to put a lot of tension on your ankles too when it's pulling down. So not only are you working your tibialis right here, but you're also working to develop your ankle flexation and actually strengthening your ankle itself. So try that out and see how that works out for you.